Willie Nelson, a man whose voice once painted the skies of country music with heartbreak and hope, whose guitar whispered stories of love, loss, and redemption. Now, at 92, the world looks at him not just as a legend, but as a living memory of an era that refuses to fade. The camera opens on a quiet ranch in Texas. The sun is setting, the sky drenched in orange and gold. There he is, the red-headed stranger himself, sitting on the porch, his guitar resting gently across his lap. The wind moves through the trees like the echo of a familiar melody. Willie takes a deep breath and smiles faintly, lines of time and wisdom etched across his face. "You know," he begins, his voice soft and cracked with age, "people always ask me what keeps me going after all these years. I tell 'em music, love, and the good Lord above." He strums a single chord. It hangs in the air like a heartbeat. "But it ain't always been easy," he adds, his eyes distant, reflecting the past, the stages, the endless highways, the sleepless nights under tour bus lights. "You pay a price for every dream, and sometimes that price is heavy." The screen flickers with flashes of the past, young Willie performing under dim stage lights, the roaring crowds, the laughter, the tears, the silent moments after the applause fades. He looks up again and says, "Fame doesn't make you invincible. It just makes your scars more visible." His hands tremble slightly as he strums another note. "But I wouldn't trade a second of it. Every song I sang, every road I took, it all led me here." Then he looks directly into the camera as if speaking to the viewer, to you. If you've ever been broken, if you've ever lost someone, or if you've ever dreamed so hard it hurt, then maybe you understand me more than you think. Life doesn't slow down. You just learn to dance with the rhythm. He smiles again, a faint spark of mischief still alive in those weathered eyes. "And if my story has touched you, do me a favor, honor the music. Subscribe, share, and let's keep the fire burning. Because legends don't die. Their songs just find new voices." The screen fades to black, but the sound of his guitar lingers gentle, haunting, eternal. The night grows quiet over the Texas ranch. The stars blink awake, scattered like diamonds across the dark velvet sky. Willie sits beneath them, his old guitar resting beside him, a soft smile playing on his lips. "Funny thing about life," he says, voice trembling like a soft melody. "You think it's about the big moments, the awards, the fame, the applause, but it's not. It's the quiet nights like this. It's the friends you laughed with, the songs you sang when no one was listening." He leans back in his chair, eyes reflecting the moonlight. You reach a point when the crowds fade, and what's left is just you and your truth. He picks up the guitar again and begins to hum a soft tune, something familiar, something sacred. The strings creak, the notes flutter in the cool air. "This one," he says softly, "I wrote after losing a friend." I never played it for anyone before. His fingers move slowly, tenderly, like they're tracing memories instead of strings. The camera zooms in on his weathered hands, the same hands that played thousands of shows, wrote hundreds of songs, and touched millions of hearts. He stops playing and looks up, eyes glistening. "People say I've lived a blessed life, and they're right. But blessings don't come without burdens. I've buried people I loved, faced storms I thought I'd never survive, and yet, here I am. 92 years, still singing, still breathing, still grateful." He chuckles softly, that familiar twinkle in his eyes returning for a moment. "Guess the good Lord ain't done with me yet." He looks straight into the camera, voice growing tender. So, if you're watching this, don't waste your days chasing perfection. Don't wait for tomorrow to tell someone you love them. Don't let your music, whatever it is, go unheard. Because time is precious, and it passes faster than a song he pauses, his gaze softening. If this story touched your heart, honor it. Subscribe, share it, and remember legends like me. We don't fade away. We live on in the songs, in the hearts, and in the memories we leave behind. The sound of a harmonica joins his guitar as the screen fades, blending nostalgia with grace, a final serenade to time itself. The next morning, the golden sun rises over the wide Texas plains, spilling light across the porch where Willie Nelson still sits, his guitar now silent beside him. The world outside is waking up, but here, everything feels still sacred, almost frozen in time. Willie gazes toward the horizon, his eyes filled with the quiet wisdom of a man who has lived, lost, and loved more than most could ever imagine. You know, he says softly, people think getting older means slowing down. But it's not about that. It's about learning to see life differently, to appreciate the little things, the laughter of a friend, the smell of rain, the peace of a quiet morning. He pauses, breathing in the air like it's a song. When you reach this age, you stop chasing and start remembering. You look back and realize every mistake, every heartbreak, every song, it all mattered. He picks up his guitar, strumming a slow, tender tune that sounds like a conversation with his younger self. If I could talk to that young boy I used to be, he murmurs, I'd tell him not to rush. That the world will break you, but it'll also build you back stronger. And one day, you'll look back and smile not because it was easy, but because it was worth it. The melody fades into the sound of the breeze, the kind of sound that feels like a goodbye and a blessing all at once. Willie looks up and smiles gently at the camera. Life's a song, son. You don't always get to choose the verses, but you can sure make the chorus count. He chuckles softly, his eyes twinkling with peace. So, play your tune while you can. Don't let fear silence your melody. He strums one last note, a sound that seems to linger in the air long after it's gone. If you're still watching, he says, thank you for being here, for listening, for remembering. If this story touched your heart, honor it by subscribing, by sharing, by keeping the music alive. Because legends never really leave us, they just keep playing in our hearts. The wind picks up, carrying the faint echo of his voice and the gentle strum of his guitar into the open Texas sky as the camera slowly fades to black. The evening settles again over the Texas ranch, wrapping everything in a soft golden glow as the sun dips low beyond the hills. Willie sits by a small fire, the flickering flames dancing in his eyes. His old guitar rests against his knee, the wood worn smooth by decades of songs and memories. You know, he says with a quiet chuckle, I used to think the stage was the only place I belonged. But now, this stillness is where I find my peace. He looks into the fire for a long moment, lost in thought, his voice gentle but steady. All those years on the road, I learned that fame fades, money disappears, and people come and go. But love, kindness, and the memories you make, those stay. He takes a slow breath, the smoke swirling like ghosts of old melodies. I've seen friends rise and fall, watched dreams turn to dust, but I've also seen miracles. The birth of a song, the power of forgiveness, the beauty of growing old and still feeling grateful. He leans forward slightly, eyes gleaming under the firelight. When you're young, you think you have forever. But when you get to my age, you realize forever is every single moment you choose to live fully. He strums softly, a faint tune drifting through the night air. If you're out there listening, remember, don't wait for life to hand you perfect moments. Make them. Sing when you're hurting. Laugh when you're scared. Love even when it feels risky. Because one day, you'll look back, and those moments will be your song. The flames flicker lower, and Willie glances at the camera, smiling with that familiar warmth. If this story means something to you, keep it alive. Subscribe, share, and carry it with you. Every story, every melody, every act of kindness keeps the light burning. He looks back toward the stars, whispering softly, "The road might end, but the music never does." The screen slowly fades, leaving only the sound of his guitar echoing against the Texas night. A melody that feels like a heartbeat, timeless and full of love. The morning comes gently over the wide Texas sky, painting the horizon with soft shades of orange and pink. Birds sing in the distance, and the camera slowly moves toward Willie Nelson, still sitting on his porch, the same guitar resting beside him. His hands trace the instrument's worn edges, his touch filled with tenderness and memory. "It's funny," he says softly, "how life circles back around. You start with nothing but a dream and a song, and if you're lucky, you end up with a story worth remembering." He looks down for a moment, lost in thought, then lifts his gaze to the camera with a calm smile. "When I was younger, I thought happiness was out there on a stage, in a crowd, in the noise. But now, I know, happiness is right here." He places a hand on his chest. It's in the peace of the morning, the laughter of a friend, the kindness you leave behind. He takes a deep breath, his voice carrying the weight of a man who has seen it all, yet still believes in love and grace. "I've lost people. I've lost time. But I've gained something too: wisdom, gratitude, and a deeper understanding of what it means to live. It's not about how long you live. It's about how deeply you love." His eyes glisten under the soft light. If you're watching this, I want you to remember something. Don't rush through life trying to get somewhere. Slow down. Play your song. Tell your story. Hug the people you love.